October's coming to an end, and that means Breast Cancer Awareness Month is almost over. All month we've been sharing stories about those battling that disease.
It impacts so many families. A mother and daughter in Southington know it all too well, but their experience is different than most others. News 8's Brian Spyros has their emotional story about their special bond.
That'll work better if I just do.
Sharon Fauché was 39 years old when she felt a lump in one of her breasts.
The radiologist comes out and says to me, "You have a mass." And I said, "Oh, can you drain it?" And he said, "No, it's probably cancer."
Suddenly, this wife and mother was faced with an earth-shattering diagnosis. Sharon would eventually get a drive-through mastectomy, something common in the 1990s for many women. She spent only 12 hours in the hospital before being released, a process she calls barbaric.
I swore that things were going to change.
That's when Sharon traveled with her doctor and a group of women to Washington, D.C.
We met with the First Lady and with the President, and there was a luncheon, and everyone kind of told their story.
Shortly after, a bill was passed allowing women to stay in the hospital for at least 24 hours after a mastectomy. But little did Sharon realize this would impact her life 2 decades later. Only this time, it was her daughter.
To me, it meant I was taking control.
Lindsay Preston was 28 years old and recently married when she found a lump in her breast. Her doctors noticed it would appear, disappear, and then come back again.
So they said, here's a handful of women in your family, first degree related, who've all had breast cancer premenopausal. There's something. Taking
into account the lump, questionable mammograms, and her family history, Lindsay made a tough decision with the help of her breast surgeon.
I asked her, I said, "What do you think about me exploring the preventative mastectomy?" And she looked right at me and she said, "I think it's one of the best decisions that you could make."
And that's exactly what she did in March of this year.
Being a strong woman, she fought and said, "This is what I want. I want life."
Lindsay says she's at peace with her decision, adding that the support from her family has been tremendous. And she has a message to all women, regardless of their age.
Anything that you feel, as a woman, you know your body. And if something doesn't sit well with you, get it checked out.
Advice that quite possibly saved Lindsay's life as well as her mother's. Reporting from Southington, Brian Spyros, News 8.